let's talk about. I mean, we can talk about Covington a little bit. He talked himself into a championship fight afterwards. What happened?
Well, here's the thing. Do you see that picture that I sent to you and Harrington?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we walk into and obviously now he spoke about it. So I kind of feel like it's okay to talk about this
Right.
because I walked into the backstage area of the UFC at the T-Mobile Arena, and there's pictures on the wall of Nate Diaz and Colby Covington, and then in little pen just written on "no access for both" or something like that. And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I took a picture because it was kind of funny. And then I was like, "Oh no, I shouldn't post it because I'm in that position backstage. I'm privy
Yeah.
to this information. I'm not going to betray the trust." So I did it. But then in an interview with Brett Okamoto, ESPN, Covington said, "Yeah, I had to sneak in here." And they banned me from the building, but I managed to get in with my bodyguards and all this type of stuff. I'm like, first off, bodyguards, you fucking tool. You do not need bodyguards. And then secondly, Brett Okamoto said, yeah, because you were banned, and spoke about these pictures. So I'm surprised. I mean, A, Covington did go after Dana White in the casino when he was gambling that time. And B, I have no idea why Nate Diaz isn't allowed, but whatever. But then C, I guess if we're going through letters of the alphabet, just as a flawless segue, but it's not really, it's a terrible segue. Did you see that Covington and Usman nearly got into a fight in the casino on Sunday? There it is.
There we go. Here.
What is Harrington doing?
He's just pulling up every
Okay.
picture possible. Hold on. Whatever
Yeah.
happened there, just take
No,
a
no, no,
moment.
no, no. Pictures from the past. We were talking about Woodley's physique. That came up. We spoke about the picture 5 minutes ago. That came up. We spoke about something else. Kratom's going to pop up in a minute. In a minute, we're gonna have a video
Kratom's the
showing the
problem here.
process of how they take Kratom.
Now we know what's going on in the booth. Is there Kratom junkies are in the booth right now? I feel it now. If I had to type right now, my fingers are like fucking. I'm on cloud nine right now. I feel like kittens are carrying me in the studio.
Are you really?
I feel really nice. This is great. But it's not good for producing. I'll tell you that much. It's not good for doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Dude, they just started smashing their fingers into every button.
There it is. Hold on. Covington, Nate Diaz, no access, both. I mean, the pen was running out when they wrote no access. That is a pet hate of mine for sure. But seeing as we have production levels that are lagging a little bit, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can play the video of the near fight in the casino yesterday. And prior to us doing that, can I just say, I'm really sorry, Colby Covington, but there's one word that springs to mind when I hear your name. And that is he's a little bitch because he tries to be this badass all the time. And then he went storming up to Dana. Yo, what's up, Dana? With the belt over his shoulder. And Dana's like, yo, stop filming right now. He's like, okay, and stopped filming. He didn't, so it totally backfired.
Of course.
And then again,
and then he has to.
Yeah, Dana's, yo, stop fucking filming. Put the camera away right now. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Dana. So it's like that totally backfired because you just look like a little wuss. Now, of course, you can't go up on somebody in their personal time in a casino and filming them. That's definitely an invasion of privacy. So I understand Dana's perspective, and Colby did the right thing in stopping. I'm just saying it kind of backfired. He was trying to put this whole bit on there that he's a badass and I'm going to confront Dana White. And as soon as Dana said, listen, dickhead, stop, he stopped. So there you go. And then yesterday, we don't need to play this one. Oh, all right, yeah, play it if you want.
Let's see.
How you doing? I just want an explanation why I'm not fighting for the belt this weekend.
Stop filming.
Come on, bro.
Stop filming.
I want an explanation, man.
Gambling. You too. Dreadlock,
Gambling, man. All right.
Dana White, Uncle Fester, man, he ain't got nothing to say to me, man. He's a coward, man. He can't even talk to me like a man. I tried to get a meeting with him face to face.
We got it. So yeah, I mean, you're right. He's misfiring. What he's trying to do is he's trying to do what Chael Sonnen did, which Chael just nailed. Chael nailed it, right? And Colby's not actually as funny or as charming and isn't doing it. So it's very cringy because he's missing the mark on it. And that's really what it is. Every time he just consistently misses the mark on whatever he's going for. So he's playing this character. I appreciate the effort. I really do. I kind of appreciate the fact that he's not being a boring little bitch, and he's creating, whether you love him or hate him. I said this about John Jones last week. It's like, I want to watch him die like King Joffrey. You know what I'm saying? And it's better in this day and age to have guys that at the very least are trying and missing the mark than not trying at all. And you know
what?
Good.
I agree. I do agree, you know what I mean? Because we're talking about it right now, you know, and it does get headlines, and he's definitely getting the next title shot, as we know. So I do appreciate the effort, and I do like the entertainment factor of it, and that is what he's trying to do. You know, I'll keep all my insults to one side for a second. You know, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to insult everybody. He's trying to be a character. He's trying to get a
It's
fight.
working.
He's trying to sell a fight. And I get that. I get that. And you know, it actually is appreciated. He still is a tool, but yeah, but I do hear what you're saying. But then yesterday, he was in a casino. I'm not sure where he was. He was waiting in a line. And there was kids around, and there was pregnant women around. Apparently, there was a lot of screaming fucking going on. But Usman and his manager Ali, and then I don't know, a bunch of dudes that looked like big scary animals. They saw Covington, and a fight didn't break out, but there was a bit of argy-bargy, shall we say. There
We
was a
have it
little
right
bit
here.
of yeah. Let's take a look. But notice again, Covington. He's all talk. He didn't do a thing. He backed up as far as he could go. If he leaned into that wall any harder,
Wait, who's going? Who's
Ali.
going after him?
And he pulls the phone out. Now he's got the phone going. Ooh.
There's a woman there. She's gonna get hit.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, this is disappointing.
He's acting like an idiot.
That was Ali, the manager.
Yeah.
He almost threw a bunch.
Jesus.
Usman's actually not doing anything. Usman's actually keeping it cool, if I'm
It's
honest.
his manager.
He's
Yeah,
got
because
his hands-
Usman's in his face.
Yeah, and then the big fella there, the big black guy there, he looks like he wants to go for Covington.
Well, the reality is Usman has nothing to prove. Usman just fucking dominated Tyron Woodley. He's the champion. He's on cloud nine. He has actually Usman played it really, really well there. And to be honest with you, even Covington, you know, I don't even look at him as being. I don't know what happened before this. Every video that you watch, not even to do with MMA, but you have to watch what happens preemptively. Do we know exactly how this video started? Stop playing it for a second because it's a little distracting.
Well,
right now.
yeah. No. We can stop it there. No, there is no. You know, there's no footage of how it started, but I would assume it went something like this. Covington was there in line in the casino doing whatever he was doing on a Sunday morning, and Usman and his team walked by, spotted them, and, you know, and he just went from there. And you're right, Covington did do the right thing. I'm just trying to have a laugh with him going, oh, what a little bitch. What is the flip side? What is he meant to do? Is he supposed to start a fight, start brawling like a fucking low-level criminal in the middle of a casino on a Sunday afternoon? No, that isn't how I'd behave. That isn't how I'd act. That isn't what I'd do. So in that regard, he did play it absolutely right. But it's just fun. It's fun to call him a little
I love
bitch,
it.
you know what I mean? But
Well-
he did do the right thing. The only person that came across badly there, and Usman again, Usman was right. He had his arms out. He was trying to stop his friends from, like, you know, starting the whole thing, and it was bad. I mean, there was women screaming, and people are screaming.
Well, I
There's a
guess
pregnant
people
woman
were.
here, and there's children. You know, people are scared.
Well, yeah, people were upset, I guess, because Harrington said, and I quote, using women and children as a human shield. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. Can I see that? Can you pull up and keep the volume down? Because I just want to
I
look
had
at the video.
a guy use a woman as a human shield once.
Yeah. Did it work?
No,
She got punched in the head. You head kicked her.
didn't work. Didn't work. Do you want to hear the story?
I do.
Real
Yeah,
fast?
yeah, I do.
So I'm in this bar in Clitheroe, where I'm from, called the Key Street, and I say to my buddies, I'm just going to go to the toilet. I go to walk into the toilet, and this guy's like, no, you can't go in there. I'm like, get out of the way. I need a piss. He's like, no, you can't go in there. I'm like, get out of the way. He's like, you're not going in. So I push him to one side. I go into the toilet, and my friend Benty is on the floor with two guys beating the shit out of him, like kicking him in the head and stuff. He's covered in blood. He's a real mess, you know. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like trying to drag them off. And then the guy that wouldn't let me in the bathroom, he'd followed in behind me. Boom, he punches me in the back of the head. So a bit of a brawl starts. Bouncers run in, break it up, throw everybody out. Right. So this is a long time, by the way. This is a long time ago. This is like 20 years ago. And then we get outside, and the two guys that were, beating my friend up, I go, hey, you prick. You know, and he grabs this girl, just grabs a girl and gets her in a full Nelson. And he's standing there using this girl as a human shield. And I'm like, wow, you pussy. I said, you're acting like a big, hard man. And but look at you. Now you're hiding behind a woman. But at the corner of my eye, I could see his other friend getting closer and closer and closer. And he was going to jump me.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll just let you get close enough. I'll let you get into firing range. And when he got close enough, whabam! Head kick, knockout, 50,000 bonus of the night. Ha!
You're talking about the
And I
woman
got
that was in the
arrested.
full Nelson.
Yeah, exactly. She went down real hard. Like she stopped her yapping real fast. And
When
then
you
I
got
got arrested,
arrested.
guys. So it didn't end well. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not proud of it. It was a bad time. Alcohol was involved, but they were picking on my friend. They were beating my friend up. So yeah. So there you go. And I'm very sorry if It looks like I'm condoning violence. It was a former life. It was a long time ago. What do you want me to do?
Also, I mean, come on. Some guys want to get into fights. Two men want to get into a fight. They want to go out back and, exchange fisticuffs. We're all adults here. I don't really have an issue with that. We've talked about that before as well. Like, there are certain jurisdictions where, what do they call that? What's the law? Where they call it a
Fair game. I don't know.
fair game, whatever it is. But it's where two guys agree that they want to fight. They can just go out
I
and
think
fight.
that is the law here in America. I think it is because
Not
I
everywhere.
think if somebody says you want to go outside and you agree, you both go outside, then as long as you don't use excessive force or unnecessarily violence, then I think that's okay. In my day, when I was younger in the 90s in Clitheroe, fights would happen and the cops would come up and just break it up and go, right, you go that way, you go that way. That's enough. If I see you at this again, you're arrested. And then if you carried it on, there's a right. I'm telling you, last warning, otherwise you're nicked. And, you go your way. And that was that. Game over. These days, you fucking blink at someone the right way, you get arrested.
What is that called, Harrington? You were going to say? You don't know?
From what I can see in the Wikipedia, it's a 2-man rule. So if 2 men agree to a fist fight, they can walk outside and just fight.
Okay.
Yeah, but what about the fact if you're in a public place like that, like say a casino, there's got to be some kind of criminal penalty for that, because just because two guys say, yeah, we want to fight each other, well, that's all well and good. Go find yourself an underground car park at 4 a.m. You can't do it in the middle of the Cheesecake Factory on a Friday night, I would assume.
Yeah, there's mutual combat laws. It depends on Seattle, Washington is a place where you can fight somebody. There's certain jurisdictions where it's legal, where you can just decide. And I think what it is you can't just get into a Starbucks and start punching each other in the face. But if you guys go out into a field and say, we're going to punch each other until one of us says they don't want to punch each other anymore. And, which, by the way, in my opinion, is a better law to have. And I'll tell you why. Because it becomes like you can sort of get that release out of, getting into a punch, an exchange, getting into a fight, but you're not going to, I think you're less likely to take it further because you're not, like, just the I don't know, the idea of like the exchange being illegal right away. You guys that'll grab a bottle, try to hit him really quick and run out of there. If it's just like one dude says, fine, dude, let's go out and fight. Let's have a fucking duel. They'll probably, when I was a kid, that's how we would do it. Me and my friends would get into fights all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I was 12, 13 years old, if we had a dispute, we'd go behind the shopping center or behind in the woods or whatever it is, and we'd literally just fight each other for 15 minutes until one of us got a bloody nose, and then we just go play video games again.
I like the way you said 15 minutes. I guarantee it was
4
like 15
minutes
seconds.
tops.
15 minutes is a long time to be fighting. That's why the professional best fighters in the world fight 3 5-minute rounds. They even have a minute rest after a minute, but no, Lewis out there fucking 14 in a field doing 3-hour-long fights. Rivals the legendary Hicks and Gracie street fights, back in the day. Yeah, 15 minutes, my
We had
ass,
no
15
time limits.
seconds. But I agree. And I mean, that's why you see it now in the UFC, or boxing or whatever, a lot of professional sports. Sometimes I see fans, when there's a lot of bad blood going into a fight, and then afterwards they're all good on the microphone. And some fans say, well, hold on a minute, where's all the bad blood going? Was that all fake? So no, it's not fake. You mean it going in. But once you've been through a fight with somebody, there's a very unique connection that you experience, and then afterwards you generally do tend to have respect. I mean, look at like Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson back in the day. Tyson was biting his ankles at the press conference. He was saying he's going to rape him and all kinds of stuff. It was crazy. But then afterwards he had pretty nice things to say on the microphone, because when it's all said and done, it's over, it's done. So unless you're a little woman that wants to run off to the police. All right, guys, let's just take a quick second to hear from our regular sponsor, CBD MD. Of course, listen, unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard about CBD. It's everywhere now. It's not a fad, of course. It's nothing to do with getting high. You probably know that. It's a chemical. I don't know if that's the right word, but it keeps your body in homeostasis, which controls a lot of your body, self-regulation. It helps with inflammation, all kinds of stuff. But the good thing is that you want to get good CBD. Now, I was watching a news report last week, funnily enough, and they tested a lot of products. And a lot of them had tiny amounts of CBD in them. Well, that is not the case of CBD MD, and this is a guarantee, has the highest quality CBD that is available. The best price is per milligram, and they're all made inside the USA. So please support one of your national products, Lewis.
Yeah, listen to me. I love CBDMD. They have incredible stuff. I use their BioFreeze, which is incredible. I use it after my workouts. Anytime I'm sore, I use it as a topical. I give it to my aunt for her hand. She has arthritis. She's 85 years old. My aunt was like, it's anti-drug, anti-marijuana, if I go smoke pot at Thanksgiving with my aunt, she gives me shit to this day. I couldn't even tell her that it's derived from hemp because I didn't think she would try it. Afterwards, I just saw the look on her face. She was like, it was like catching her in checkmate. She couldn't say anything. She was like, because it really, really made a huge difference. And now I send it to her regularly. We have a pretty incredible deal. Right now, obviously, just go to CBDMD and purchase their amazing products. But we can offer you a discount because you're a listener of this show. If you use the promo code BYM20, you're going to get 20% off your initial order, okay? Once again, that is cbdmd.com. Use the promo code BYM20. Save 20%. This is an incredible deal. Go buy a bunch of CBD products for yourself and your family. Could make a real difference.